Hi, welcome to therapeutic sequence number 3. So allow yourself to get into a comfortable position. We're going to do our focusing and breath awareness, and we're going to set a timer here to count the number of breaths in a minute. Okay, so that allows you to notice the length of the inhale and exhale, the speed of the breath, and it's just a good opportunity to just focus on the breath. And so don't feel like you have to adjust the breath much, but just allow yourself to begin to count as I turn on the timer here and allow yourself to get comfortable, and we'll begin. And end. So again, don't be concerned about the number of breaths, but just use that as a practice to gauge the speed of the breath and notice if we're breathing rapidly or if we're breathing slowly, and maybe we're slowing our breath down over time. So once again, we're going to get into a comfortable seated position, and we're going to start with some lateral flexion of the spine. And so begin to place that left hand down beside your hip. Inhale, lift your right arm up. And on the exhale, allow yourself to hinge over to the left, and let this be gentle as much as feels good for you. And you can begin to bend that elbow to go deeper. What we want to try to do is keep both arms and our torso and head in the same plane. Inhale, come back up to center, and on the exhale, release the left hand. Inhale, lift your right arm, and on the exhale, hinge over to your right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release the left hand. Inhale, lift your right arm. And exhale, hinging over to your left. Again, inhale, coming back up to center. Exhale, release the hand. Inhale, lift your right arm. And on the exhale, hinging over to your right. Now inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release that left hand. Inhale, lifting your right arm. And exhale, gently releasing over to the left. This time, begin to lift that hip up off the mat. Inhale, center. Exhale, release. Inhale, left arm. Exhale, hinge. And lift the left hip off the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift the left arm. Exhale over to the right. Once again, lifting that hip up and then coming back to center and releasing both hands down. From here, we're going to come into all fours. Then we're going to flow through a little flexion and extension of the spine with a release into child's pose. So finding our tabletop position, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees hip distance apart, and tops of the toes resting on the mat. Inhale, lift your head up, lift your tailbone up, and let the center of your spine release down. And on your exhale, round your tailbone, round your shoulders, and ease your hips back towards your heels. Inhale forward, lifting the head and tailbone into cow, and on the exhale, rounding tailbone, rounding shoulders, lift the spine, ease your hips back. And so allow yourself to flow through this a few times, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. And once more, inhale, exhale. Now again, inhaling back to our tabletop position, and on the exhale, take your right hand, slide it underneath the left, come to rest on your right shoulder, right ear, and you can let this left hand rest on the mat with the elbow bent if you like, or let that forearm come down. We're coming into what we call thread the needle, basically a shoulder opening stretch, keeping those hips lifted if you like, or you might ease those hips back towards your heels. And just rest here for 3 to 5 breaths. Now pressing into that left hand, inhale, and exhale, come back to your tabletop. Now from here, begin to slide that left arm underneath the right, come to rest on your left shoulder, left ear. And again, you might keep that right elbow up off the mat, or you can release that right forearm down. And once again, allow yourself to relax into this. And once again, inhale, pressing into that right palm, lifting up, coming back to our tabletop position. And then we're going to draw the left knee forward, and we're going to keep that right leg back. So we're coming into what we call a Z-sit with the right leg back, left leg in front, placing both hands on either side of that left leg. Inhale, lift your head up. And on the exhale, bending both elbows, releasing your chest down toward the knees, release your forehead to the mat. And inhale, lift your head up, lengthening a small arch in the low back, and exhale, bending your elbows, begin to release down. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And once more, inhale. And we're going to go ahead and bring the opposite foot forward and bring our left leg back now. And once again, we're going to place both hands on the either side of this right knee. Inhale, lift through the crown of the head. And on the exhale, bending your elbows, releasing down. Inhale, lifting. And exhale, lowering. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And once more, inhale. And once more, exhale. Now inhaling, coming back up. Allow yourself to find your way onto all fours. We're going to come into a downward facing dog. We always want to position those wrists under the shoulders, knees hip distance apart. Tuck your toes. Begin to press into the toes, lifting the knees. Once again, you might alternate those heels down.
Maybe you rise up onto the balls of both feet, lift your hips, and on the exhale, release your heels and breathe out with an audible nice inhale and exhale. Once again, inhale and once more exhale. Now inhale, lift your gaze, and on the exhale, step your right foot forward, step the left foot forward. Let your chest rest on your thighs, hands on the mat, keeping as much bend in the knees as you need to. Begin to allow yourself to notice sensations in the head and in the torso, the abdomen and back, the legs. Now bend your knees a little more deeply and rise up to standing, placing both hands on your hips. And then we're going to step back with our right foot. So as you come back, you might want to have a wall close by or a chair for support. Step that right leg back, staying on your toes, hands on your hips for a moment, find your stability, and maybe begin to bend that left knee. From here, lift your arms up, palms facing each other. You might even interlace your fingers if that feels good, reaching through the arms. Notice that there might be a sense of wobbliness, so having that wall or chair nearby might be helpful. You can also keep your hands down on your hips if that helps you with stability. And breathe. Now releasing those hands back to the hips, press into that left foot as you step that right foot forward. Now from here, we're going to step back with our left foot. Again, we're tucking that toe, make sure that we have something to stabilize us. Allow yourself to lift your arms up overhead, palms facing each other, keeping the shoulders relaxed. Press through that left heel. Feel the strength in your leg. And breathe. Relaxing through the shoulders. Now inhale, and on the exhale, release your hands to your hips. Press into that front foot and step your left foot forward and through. And bend your knees, release your chest down toward the thighs, release the hands toward the mat. And step back with that right foot, releasing the knee down. Step back with the left. Ease your hips back toward your heels in child's pose. But at this point, bring your hands back by your ankles, let your palms rest upward. Let your forehead come to the mat. So slight variation on the child's pose. Allow yourself to notice the gentle compression in your abdomen. You might choose to stay here, or maybe you decide to interlace those fingers behind your back. From here, you might decide to lift those arms up. Now, be aware of how this feels in the shoulders, and don't take your shoulders into a place that's not comfortable at this time. And just breathe. Now inhale, and on the exhale, release your hands down, lift your head up, and we're going to come onto our backs and come into our supine twist. So find your way onto your back, and at this point, we can extend that left leg out and draw that right knee in toward our chest and begin to bring this right knee across the body. Now, if it's not comfortable for you to have the left leg extended, you can have both knees bent and then As you draw that right knee in towards your chest, you're going to let that right foot rest on your left knee. Both knees coming down to the left side as you turn and look at your right outstretched hand. So explore that as an option or keep that left leg extended. And once again, allow yourself to relax. Notice where you can let go of some of the tension that you might be holding. Maybe your shoulders are tense. What about your hips, knees, or ankles? And just breathe here. Now inhaling, bringing both knees back to center. And on the exhale, we're going to draw that left knee in toward our chest. Again, you can slide that right leg out, or you can keep it bent, whichever feels better for you. Release both knees to the right side of the body as you extend your left arm out. And turn and look at the left outstretched hand. And breathe. Noting where you might let go of some of the tension you're holding. Now inhaling, bringing the knees back to center, and on the exhale, release both feet down. Extend both feet to the end of the mat. So we're coming into Shavasana, allowing ourselves to get comfortable at this point. And maybe we bring those blankets in, placing them under our back, under our head, or under the knees. Maybe we choose to lie comfortably on our back, fully on the mat. You might even decide to bend your knees and just let your knees drop into one another. As we do find the position that feels most comfortable for us for Shavasana, we're going to focus on that abdominal breathing, allowing the belly to soften and expand on the inhale. And slow the exhale down. Either through the nose or out through the mouth. Just taking this time to focus on letting go, focusing on the breath, for as long as it feels comfortable to you. When you complete your Shavasana, you can move on to your pranayama and meditation.